Hey guys, happy Friday. So pardon this, but I just got home from work and I wanted to get something filmed as quickly as possible because I have a 13-hour workday on Friday and I wanted to be able to edit something in time to put something up before like 11:59 at night. I'm not pulling some hipster Supergirl thing, I swear. This was just easier than taking the time to put in my contacts, and I figured since I'm already working on the costume and I have the wig and I happen to have the shirt, why not be lazy in style? BT dubs, here's a really shitty picture of what I have done so far. So Steph talked about possible superhero astrological signs and how much of a super Virgo she really is, and I love astrology, so I read tons of descriptions, but the one that she posted was dead on. Almost. Especially the little deep inside section. That's what she said. There are of course a couple of misses, like I don't like to be late to things and I always measure any possible pros and cons of a situation before acting. Sometimes a little bit too intensely, but other than that, seriously, if anyone ever wants to know basically my exact personality and outlook on life, I am sending them that link. I actually think I forgot to say that I am a Sagittarius, and apparently so is Mario, which is why we are both super awesome. 3 quick things. Steph, I'm glad I'm not the only evil Chad that laughed at Titanic. Pyro, I'm not the only one that bawled at Pokemon. And Mario, I keep forgetting to go find the Star Trek Doctor Who comics. I seriously need to get on that. And if it hasn't happened yet, I really want Spock to say live long and prosper to the Doctor, so his response can be something along the lines of, oh, I've got the first one covered, but the second bit needs a little work. So I really enjoyed hearing everyone else's responses to my question about what the first time you remember crying over a fictional character was. Achievement unlocked, opening Mario's emotional box. But I really wanted to talk about Luluko's. So her answer was Sirius's death in the Order of the Phoenix book. And that was around the time when I was reading Harry Potter fanfiction, going on all the fan sites, and looking up fan art like non-stop. Literally Harry Potter like consumed every aspect of my life. But as soon as the book came out, I had to remind myself not to go anywhere online because I actually, for some reason, couldn't get it on the first day. I can't remember why. However, at one point, for some reason, I just forgot completely, and there was this piece of art that I wanted to show my friend, and I went on the site that I always went onto, and there was this gorgeous picture. It was a thumbnail, so I couldn't really tell what it was, but I could tell it was really well drawn, and I just couldn't resist clicking on it. And it was a memorial to Sirius. So his death was basically ruined for me by no one's fault but my own. So I basically spent most of the book just waiting for that moment. And you know, when it came, I wasn't as affected. It still hurt, but I ruined it for myself, so I wasn't as emotional about it as I should have been. Not even in the movie, not even when the movie came out. Like, nothing during that scene, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, look what you killed for yourself, you ruined it. And I don't know if it's for that reason, or if it's a combination between that and the fact that Harry is really emo in the 5th book, but it is my least favorite book. Order of the Phoenix is like the 3rd Spider-Man movie for me. So Luluko asked, what kind of things and fandoms are we into now that we never thought we would be a part of? But like she said, I basically already shared my story a couple videos back when I talked about how I got into Doctor Who, and I don't really have another one. So if you want to hear that story, it's in the fandom style video from a couple weeks ago. But since I don't really have an answer for her question, since I already answered it basically, I'm actually going to break the pact I made with myself about talking about Doctor Who spoilers in these videos, because the episode where the pawns leave is coming up, not this week but next week, but there are things that I have been noticing that I really want to talk about and get other people's opinions, because I feel like I'm looking too much into things and I don't want to feel like a crazy person. So yeah, spoiler alert! Very mild spoilers, but still spoilers. Okay, so far in the first 3 episodes of the new season, there seems to be a running theme of light bulbs. The first episode has the Doctor replacing the light bulb at the top of the TARDIS, which we have never seen done before in New Who. It may have happened in Classic, but I don't know. And then later on, Amy's vanity mirror lights were flickering just as the Daleks grabbed her. Then the beginning of the second episode started with Rory's dad working on a broken light fixture or a not working light fixture, and it ends with Rory actually just replacing the bulb with a new, entirely different bulb that actually fit the fixture. And then there were just flickering light bulbs all over the place in the third episode. So my working theory is that we know the pawns are leaving in the episode with the Weeping Angels that's coming up, and actually the last time that light bulb problems were a huge issue were when the Weeping Angels were attacking and actually turning the lights off so that they could move freely in the darkness. So it kind of seems like they're hinting at some huge Weeping Angel invasion that's just affecting lights everywhere. Or it could just be some weird visual representation of the pawn's journey with the Doctor ending, like lights going out or something weird like that. Although with Moffat, I doubt it's something that simple. Although with the preview of the episode airing tomorrow of them saying that they needed to choose between their Doctor life and their normal life, it may be plausible, especially with the whole Rory replacing the light bulb with a whole new different one that fit. That might be looking a little bit too deeply into it. And something else I actually saw a Tumblr post about, I didn't notice it myself, but the opening and closing graphics for each episode got darker. And the Doctor actually seems to be getting darker himself, because he usually only resorts to death as a very, very last resort to solve whatever problem is going on, and in these he kinda jumped straight to it and actually had to be held back by Amy in the last episode. He also keeps looking at Amy and Rory when they don't notice, and he just looks so sad. And he actually mentioned that he was 1200 in the last episode, which is the oldest we've ever seen him before. And I was actually wondering if maybe he's from a future or from further down in the timeline and already knows what happened to Amy and Rory in the Angels episode, but can't seem to be able to find anything to stop it. I know that kind of goes against most of the rules that have been set forth about a Doctor not being able to go back in someone's personal timeline, but Moffat seems to twist those rules a little bit every now and then. I'm just trying to think of some reason he would be so much angrier than we've seen him lately. And just an odd little thing that I noticed that I actually find kind of funny is he keeps mentioning his Christmas list. I don't know what that would mean at all, except a reference to the Christmas episode that they do every year, but it just kind of makes me laugh that he does actually mention it in each episode, I think, to some extent. But anyway, if anyone else has any theories and wants to share them, or any opinions on what I shared, let me know in the comments or something, so I feel less like a super Sherlock fan digging into Doctor Who. So I'll actually end the video with those thoughts and a new Hobbit trailer! It was released and it was fantastic, and it just keeps looking better and better, and I am so excited for this movie, and that is going to be the best birthday ever. Which reminds me, happy super belated birthday to Steph, even though I already wished her one. I'm gonna do it here too anyway. Alright, have a great weekend, stay geeky, and we'll see you next week! Ugh, I made the name Kara cool before the Avatar was around. Oh wait, Korra. Never mind.